One. Welcome back to the controversial table. Today we are talking about YouTube and how suckish it is. That's where we're going with that. Before we start, this video will be uploaded probably after Mr. Fan's birthday, depending on how many videos I still have to edit. I have to edit 6 videos, so that's great. Anyway, so let's get on into it. So, I want to talk to my moms and dads and the teachers who use YouTube to teach or relax on it, do personal stuff on it. I'm kind of disappointed in all these parents. I'm disappointed. This is a bunch of content chaos here. We've got parents in one corner, kids in one corner, and content creators in the other. And this is all one huge platform that we're supposed to have fun and make videos on, but apparently that's not the case anymore. Mr. Fan, take it away.
Thank you, Ms. Valiant. YouTube over the years has been very stingy on what videos should be online. And off camera, me and Ms. Valiant, I brought up a situation of a person who was banned off of Facebook and Instagram for violating the terms and services. Now, I know why you may ask, why does this pertain to YouTube if it's mentioning Facebook and Instagram? And I'll tell you why. Ever since content creators on YouTube have gone to Facebook, Instagram, you name it, they get bashed or get canceled for the most basic things. That's the best way I can explain it. And as parents, we off camera again, me and Ms. Valiant had this conversation. What is acceptable for YouTube?
Let's put it this: what is acceptable for any social media?
Yes.
Because YouTube is a social media, and for someone getting banned off of social media, that's made it. They had to say something racist, homophobic, something that's disrespectful to a specific community. That's the only way that you really get kicked off of social media, and you can't make another account for at least a year. So it's not okay to pick on a specific person because you're picking on them and they're picking on a community. Half those people could care less what no one should. You really shouldn't care what other people think. The only people you should care about what they think is your family and yourself. Their opinions, or your close friends. They're the opinions that really matter to you. But some random stranger from Thailand calling you the F word, the other word for gay, the F word. Why he gotta be canceled? He's just one dude in another part of the world.
And this brings us to the very existence of this video. You have parents in one corner, you have kids in another, and you have content creators. And we've talked off camera, and we'll talk now on camera about it. What is the acceptable age of watching YouTube videos?
15.
So, right before this video, right before we recorded, Ms. Vang, you please share some news that enlighten us about YouTube that you found out.
a famous YouTuber, CoryxKenshin, is being age restricted for a game that has been circulating the internet for the past week now, called The Mortuary Assistant. This game is a horror and supernatural game. It has a lot of jump scares, it has a lot of references to suicide and self-harm. It has a lot of references to the dead. You know, it's a mortuary. Of course, it's going to talk about dead people. And a lot of YouTubers have recently been playing it on YouTube. It's number one trending thing on YouTube right now. Probably not, but it is a trending thing on YouTube. Probably 34 or on trending. So this CoryxKenshin has been age restricted on a video that Markiplier and a lot of I think PG has been playing it as well. But a lot of other YouTubers that are playing this particular game have not been age restricted. But CoryxKenshin has. He just got back from a 3-month vacation. I do this for a reason. But he's been off YouTube for a little over 3 months. Every time he came back, and every time he came back on YouTube from his long, very long breaks on and off YouTube, that have been, because CoryxKenshin's breaks are a meme now. But they are. But every time he made a point in his videos that every time that he comes back, he makes a video that has God knows what in it. It could be a kid's game. It could just be how he was responding to the jump scares. It could be an adult game and some of the cussing and stuff. He gets age restricted. That's not fair.
No.
When every other YouTuber's doing it and he's the only one, and it's not just Cory, it's Berleezy as well. Berleezy does a video game that has sex scenes, it has music in it from the late 70s or early 60s type music he plays, gets copyrighted for that. But when I watch another YouTuber play the same game who is not black, let's be clear, who is not black, gets age restricted. They don't get age restricted. They don't get copyrighted. They don't get age restricted. They don't get none of that. Let's go back to Cory. CoryxKenshin played a clip of a certain scene in the last part of his game that deals with suicide and bad thoughts. He sent that to YouTube. Then they unage restricted him because he sent that in. Mark Fishback is Asian. He is a person of color. Let's be clear. Markiplier is Asian. But he did not get age restricted. Markiplier is kind of bigger than Cory. But it looks like YouTube favors Mark over Cory. I don't know if that's racism and I don't know if that's favoritism, but it seems like it's both. It's not fair. Why do we have age restriction in the first place?
Can I, Ms. Valiant, you mind if I jump in and answer a couple of these questions? Why do we have age restriction? Well, to answer that question, you have to look at why was YouTube invented? Well, YouTube was invented during the boom of our generation. For people that don't know, our generation is
Gen X. The start of Gen X, that's when YouTube started.
Yes.
I think YouTube came around 02, 03, in that era, in that time period.
the age restrictions started in 2007. For people that don't know. Now, to answer your is it favoritism or is it racism? I tend to think, and I know YouTube pretty well enough, I would like to think it's favoritism because YouTube do have their favorites that they'll not touch.
But Mr. Finn,
at the same token,
you gotta think. There's other Black creators who have the same problem.
That's what I'm saying. There's two sides. There's two sides to every coin for this argument. I think I'm somebody in the comment. Tell me if I'm right. Tell me if I'm wrong. Tell us if we're right. Or I do think YouTube is kind of racist in a lot of ways, and I don't even know where we start. But YouTube, in the world of content creation, as we are, the lines have been blurred. Do you know what I mean, Ms. Valiant? The lines have been blurred. So now, as we've talked about, what is deemed socially acceptable on the internet?
If that's the case, none of it is.
Well, none of it is. It brings us to a conversation we had last night about music. You may ask, how does music fit in? Well,
certain music videos are age restricted. Like Rihanna's work video that came out, late 2015, early 2016? That music video has been age restricted due to the so much ass in the video.
Then there's WAP.
That video has definitely been age restricted.
For people that don't know, it's Miss Valiant brought up a point that every generation has a sex song, have sex songs in them.
No, every artist from every generation has made a sex album or a sex song to appeal to please the body and the soul. I say it like that for a reason.
So we get back to parents, kids, content creators.
Okay, so here's my whole thing with YouTube. There's something wrong. So there is a certain YouTuber who has had hell for the last 10 years. A YouTuber called Super SML. I'm not going to say the actual name because Nintendo likes to hurt people.
Nintendo should not hurt people. Anyway.
Let me get to that info. The Nintendo lawsuit against SML.
Okay.
You've seen some SML videos I've sent you.
Yes.
The plushies that he used are Mario, Rosalina, Bowser Jr., Bowser, the little Koopa things, and Kamek.
Yes.
Those are Nintendo property.
Yes. Intellectual property.
Yeah. Nintendo sued SML for using their puppets to curse, throw stuff, kill people, do stuff, because SML is just hilarious when they do that kind of stuff. They're funny. I'm watching it for a long time now. They're actually really hilarious. Not gonna lie. They're really hilarious. And they were on Good Morning America because some a-hole of a parent saying this isn't suitable for kids. Why weren't you watching him or her or whomever child gender it is? Why weren't Logan 30acre is not your babysitter. It's not. YouTube content creators are not your babysitters. If you want a babysitter, put on Dora. You want a babysitter? Put on Doc McStuffins. You want a babysitter? Put on Sophia the First. You want a babysitter? Put on Elena Avalon. Do other stuff. Put on children's cartoons. Heck, there's so many video games nowadays. Why not you let them play that?
And that's where I come in, Ms. Valiant, because we've had this conversation about it. This ties into what is acceptable. Because I have brought up to Ms. Valiant that a popular game, which for every YouTuber has heard of, Grand Theft Auto. Why should I've mentioned a story of a 9-year-old. I hear 9-year-olds in the chat talking, trash talking.
Oh, ooh, my black mama soul almost came out, almost jumped to the screen. Lord.
As a there is a reason
If I ever
why the letter
M that, I would knock the living black off it. I swear to God.
there's the reason why the letter M is on certain video games.
Mature, 17 and up.
Yes. And I think the problem, there's a lot of issues with YouTube, and we could go on for hours about it. It's like, where is the line drawn?
The line is drawn with the parents. They have YouTube.
Oh my God. Oh. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. This is Controversial Table. Content craziness. As Ms. Valiant was saying, YouTube has we tend to believe that YouTube is either has favoritism or being racist.
I'm laughing because I made an oopsie with the thingy. So this
remain composed. We tend to believe that if you are a parent and you want to put YouTube on, there's a little thing called YouTube Kids. And YouTube Kids is a wonderful thing. It's all kid oriented, kid friendly. If you're a parent, put it on and let your child be entertained. You have anything to add, Ms. Valiant?
So what happened was, so anyways, I'm having a moment. So the parents need to work on. Oh, no. Parents are responsible for what their kids watch on the internet. I'm having a mental breakdown right now. It's not YouTube's job to babysit your kids. And these content creators, this is their job. This is their livelihood because some of them can't afford to just go to college. Sometimes they have to make their way to college. So this is the best way they can do that. And you see all these people like Logan Paul and stuff actually Logan Paul's kind of racist. But still, these are content creators and y'all trying to cancel Mr. Beast, y'all trying to cancel everybody, and it's not their job to babysit your teenager.
When I look at the world of YouTube and the world of social media, bringing it back to the cancel culture,
it's not fair.
It's not fair. And I mean, I could bring up example after example. I mean,
what's the point of that? Because YouTube is going to do YouTube, and it's not fair that only a certain amount of content creators get the shine that they need to.
Yeah, and it's also a shame that whatever platform you use, there are going to be people looking to tear you down. and to get rid of you. Uh, the problem with the invention of social media and the invention of YouTube has always been the comments and what is deemed too far. Sex, drugs, suicide, you name it. In YouTube's eye, that's too far.
No, it's not even the fact that it's sex or drugs and suicide. It's we're looking at that. Okay, we're gonna look at the gaming before we look at the other entertainment platforms.
Okay.
Gaming is one of the main things YouTube is famous for. Being a gamer on YouTube, getting money for playing games. It pays a lot more, but you have to worry about copyright with the music and stuff. You have to learn how to cut that out. You have to learn how to do that kind of stuff. So there's that. Then you have the YouTube side of SML, the plushies, the puppet videos and shows. One case on the Good Morning America that it just draws you in. It looks like a kid's show, but it's really not because of the plushies that they use. You know good and well that Logan does put this is not suitable for kids. Again, YouTube is not supposed to babysit your children. You are the parents. You have a control over your entire household. You can control when your child gets on a laptop, when it's time to get off. If they yell at you, no more laptop for a long period of time. Called punishment. This new age of kids depend on technology. It is their baby. Forget spanking. Forget, throwing them in the dumpster when you get mad. Okay, no one's ever done that. But forget that stuff. Forget corporal punishment. Anything. Forget that. Take away their technology. Then they
Okay.
I just realized I was muted. It's fine. What I said was thank you for watching us and thank you for so many views. I'm cutting out that first part. We are so happy to be for money, but mostly it's like how many people we can spread the word to. Us being religious as much as we want to, we may do an episode based on Christianity and what it's fine. I got them in charge. We're cool. But we're just greatly happy, guys. Y'all watch our videos, but y'all subscribe. And try to subscribe. So we more from you. Don't just watch the video, not comment. I'm having an aneurysm looking at my boyfriend. So we have to talk about trust. We can't tell us to shut up because in reality we talk all the time. We should look the same.
I would love to if my computer would love to work.
Mic's not working, so we're not gonna enjoy doing these videos. And we love all of you, and we're glad that the channel is doing a peach I1 thing. So yeah, and yeah, it's been a wild ride these last per month. Subscribing and thank you for being our friend. This is the Controversial Table signing out.